Hi, I'm Brother Nathanael with the Servants of Christ Jesus, and today I'll be talking about turning to the Father in prayer. When the disciples ask Jesus how to pray in Luke 11, Jesus introduces prayer to them by saying you start with a simple address. He says, when you pray, say, Father. By giving us this address, Jesus is inviting two steps in prayer. First, he's establishing that prayer is a relational reality. It's between two persons. And just like how in a normal relationship, there's a giving and a receiving, so in prayer, there's also a giving and receiving. Jesus is inviting off the bat that our prayer time shift from monologue into dialogue. So often, I find myself going to the chapel and praying, and I end up just sitting before God and thinking, what if I were to bring him my thoughts instead, and then see his thoughts about me? This is like a little kid who constantly asks their father, why? What is this? What is that? Because they want to see the world through their father's eyes. The second thing that Jesus' address of Father does for our prayer is it makes us recognize what kind of relationship we have with God. I remember going into my 30-day spiritual exercises, which at this point, I was praying a holy hour every day for almost 4 years. I had heard people tell me constantly, oh, you just need to receive the Father's love, and the Father's love is so awesome. And I was like, okay, I get it. I need the Father's love, and I love the Father too. And even in the midst of that, something broke open in my heart on my 30-day when I heard the Father speak to me very clearly. He said, you are the delight of my eyes, and I love you. And I'd heard him say, I love you plenty of times before, but there was something about this time that pierced me to the heart. And after this experience, I found myself going into prayer times no longer as an orphan, but as a son. I found myself going into prayer expecting that my Father delighted in me, expecting that he wanted to hear from me, and expecting that I would hear from him. And this shift marked a whole revolution in my relationship with God. And so this Advent, I want to invite you, as Jesus invites us, to 1, shift our prayer from monologue into dialogue, and 2, to come to know the Father's love. Have a great Advent.